right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
I just ask that you mamas out there hug your babies tight tonight, please.
A 2-week search for a missing Mizzou student comes to a tragic end. Riley Strain was found dead this morning in a river near Nashville. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Strain disappeared on March 8th after getting kicked out of a bar. Tonight, mourners gathered for a candlelight vigil to remember the 22-year-old. 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend joins us from the newsroom with more on this. Robert.
Kelly, Riley Strain was in Nashville as part of his fraternity's spring formal. Tonight, it's still unclear how or why he ended up in the river. A huge crowd of mourners gathered under a Nashville bridge Friday night. It's the same area where security cameras last captured Riley Strain on video, staggering along downtown streets after the Mizzou student was kicked out of a bar 2 weeks ago.
Riley's incident has touched people around the world. We've had people literally from all over the world reach out to the family.
The candlelight vigil also not far from the Cumberland River, where Friday morning barge workers were trying to clear debris when a body surfaced. Investigators quickly identified the body as the 22-year-old from Springfield. The clothes matched the outfit Strain last wore when he disappeared. Investigators say no foul play-related trauma was observed on Strain's body. An autopsy is pending.
It's been an emotional roller coaster.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing our story.
Strain's heartbroken mom couldn't stop sobbing during a news conference Friday afternoon. Other family members held hands. The family thanked the Nashville community, volunteers, and local and national supporters who are helping them get through this difficult time.
I can't thank you enough for the support, the love, the encouragement that you've shown myself and my wife and Ryan.
I just ask that you mamas out there hug your babies tight tonight, please.
Tonight, the University of Missouri sent out a notice to all Mizzou students and staff encouraging anyone struggling with Strain's death to reach out to the MU Counseling Center for help.
Thanks, Robert. Now to a major road construction project in the bi-state. About an hour ago, IDOT closed eastbound Interstate 5564 in East St. Louis. For the next 6 weekends, crews will work on patching and resurfacing along the highway. The road work stretches from the Poplar Street Bridge to the I-70 interchange. The eastbound lanes on Martin Luther King Bridge are also closed during construction. Lanes will reopen Monday morning. The project is expected to be finished by the end of May. Tonight, the Missouri Attorney General is investigating the Hazelwood School District. It comes after the brutal fight that left a Hazelwood East student in a coma and another charged with assault. AG Andrew Bailey is investigating diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at the school and the district's relationship with police. The district responded saying, quote, HSD does not prioritize DEI initiatives at the expense of student safety. Rather, we believe that fostering an inclusive environment is essential to ensuring the well-being of every member of our school community. Hours ago, attorneys for Pam Hup entered a second not guilty plea on her behalf for the 2011 murder of Betsy Faria. Lincoln County prosecutors had to refile murder charges after Hup's defense asked for a change of venue. They cited the extraordinary publicity surrounding the case. It was moved to Greene County 4 hours away. Prosecutor Mike Wood says that was too far, so he refiled the charges.
The voluminous amount of evidence that we would have and witnesses that were going to be involved in what we believe prospectively could be a month-long trial, being able to prosecute that from 4 hours away was just going to be more of a burden than I think would have been studious or responsible for us to proceed on.
Wood says he doesn't believe this will delay the trial, so he is expecting it to begin next summer. He hopes a judge will agree to move the trial within 100 miles of Lincoln County. 5 on Your Side caught up with Russ Faria, who attended today's hearing. He was exonerated for his wife's murder. Hup then tried to frame him after his release by shooting and killing someone else and staging it to look like he did. This past October, Russ married another one of Hup's alleged victims, Carol McAfee.
And we met under really unusual circumstances, being this whole Pam Hup fiasco saga, whatever you want to call it at this point. But of all the bad things that person has done, this is one good thing that's actually come from it.
Pam Hup was not in the courtroom today. She stayed in jail where she'll be served with her new murder warrant. Tomorrow, Missouri Democrats will cast their votes in the presidential primary. It's the Missouri Democratic Party's first party run contest since the law took effect in August of 2022. Unlike the Republican caucus earlier this month, Missouri Democrats will cast a secret ballot. Any registered or unregistered voter may cast a ballot unless you've registered as Republican. Earlier today, we spoke with the chair of the Missouri Democratic Party, who says they hope to return to the original format next election.
I predict this will be the one and only time that we do this. There's so many complaints about the Republican process earlier and people not understanding, why are we doing it this way? So we've explained the why. It's because of this bad law. But I think there's already bills filed in the legislature to fix this and turn it back.
Polls are open from 8 to noon. To find your polling place, look for this story in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com. On April 8th, a total solar eclipse will be visible in 15 states, including Missouri and Illinois. The last time an eclipse was visible in our region was October of 2023, but the sun was only partially blotted out. Many of you bought eclipse glasses for the event. Verify's Ann Allred tells us if it's safe to reuse them.
A celestial event. More than 30 million Americans in the path of totality, and eye protection is paramount. Our question, is it true you can reuse eclipse glasses from the partial eclipse in 2023 for the total eclipse in 2024? Let's verify. Our sources, Tony Rice, Solar System Ambassador for NASA, and Dr. Mark Rollo, pediatric optometrist at Children's Hospital. Our experts say the first step is making sure you have glasses with the right specifications. Look for this series, ISO 12312-2. Second, closely examine their condition.
You want to make sure they fit properly, number one. Number two, you want to make sure there's no damage to the lenses, so things like punctures, scratches, that type of thing.
If the glasses are undamaged, our experts say you can reuse them. You must have eye protection when looking at the sun, whether it's an eclipse or a regular day. Dr. Rallo says staring at the sun for just a few seconds can burn the front surface of the eye or the retina. He also says eye protection for children and adults is the same. Just make sure to supervise children very closely and make sure they understand they cannot take off their glasses. Also, NASA warns never wear your glasses and then use a telescope or binoculars to view the eclipse. Those instruments gather and magnify light, increasing the chance for burns. We can verify true. You can reuse eclipse glasses from the partial eclipse in 2023 for the total eclipse in 2024. There are also counterfeit glasses out there that look very legit. To make sure you don't get scammed, the American Astronomical Society has a list of verified suppliers. You can find it on KSDK.com. Look for this story under the Verify tab. I'm Ann Allred, 5 on your side.
And what can Ann verify for you? Let her know with an email. The email address, verify@ksdk.com. For more information on the eclipse, just text the word eclipse to 314-425-5355. We'll be happy to send you a link. Nearly $1 billion could be won tonight. We'll have the winning numbers from tonight's Mega Millions drawing after the break.
And I'm not sure we'd say we won the weather lottery, but at least we're not having a winter storm this weekend. Yes, there are spots that are dealing with snow on the ground now and more to come. We're not one of those spots.
Right now, nearly $1 billion up for grabs. The Mega Millions jackpot is currently $977 million. Cash option, $467 million. Earlier tonight, we stopped by the Quick Trip on Choteau in St. Louis, where people were buying tickets ahead of the drawing. And we asked a few customers, what would they do if they won the Mega Millions?
I would help the people that's closest to my heart, and I would bless total strangers.
Yeah, so you just give back to the community a little bit?
You have to. I do that anyway.
Well, we have the numbers for tonight's drawing. Get out your tickets. They are 3, 8, 44, 31, 35, and the mega ball number is 16. And Scott Connell, chief meteorologist, he's with the Weather First forecast, and we just found out, we did do a big pool And we didn't win.
That's not a surprise. The probabilities are pretty low, you know.
Very low.
Yeah, the probabilities that we saw measurable rain tonight, we told you they were there, but they weren't very high. Most of us didn't see much, but we have had a few scattered showers drifting across the region. That left just enough to get the roads a little damp this evening. That's out in St. Charles. Most of that rain, though, has now moved off to the southeast of St. Louis. And again, it's just kind of like these little popcorn showers across the region. They're very small. They hit very quickly. They're not producing a lot of rainfall, and they're moving out. So what went through Arnold is already sliding over towards Valmeyer and passing south of Waterloo. This is allowing now colder air to push it across the region on some gusty breezes out of the north and northwest. Down to around freezing in northern Missouri now. We've dropped from the 60s back to 40 degrees in St. Louis, and it doesn't even really feel like that with that breeze that's been a little bit gusty at times. The wind chill right now, 31. That's what it feels like to your exposed skin. 68 was our high before the colder air started rolling in. We did pick up a trace at Lambert in the rain gauge. That was it, not measurable there, but it was measurable at Smartfield in St. Charles and out in Chesterfield. So outside of those spot sprinkles and showers east and southeast, we're kicking that rain out of here. That was kind of the back edge of the southern system, the northern part of it, kind of pushing the southern system. That's going to bring a lot of rain to the mid-Atlantic, and yes, it's already bringing snow up into parts of New York State. So as this exits on, our weather for tomorrow is out here over the plains, so we should be quiet tomorrow. Pick day of the weekend, at least the brightest, but cool. And then all of this unsettled weather farther to the north, that's headed towards us in one way, shape, or form here as we head towards the beginning of the week. Tomorrow, a lot of sunshine midday, a few clouds in the morning, a few clouds in the afternoon. That'll take us to City Park tomorrow evening at 7:30. City SC and DC United taking the pitch with temperatures in the lower 50s, dropping into the 40s. We get into Sunday, it won't be all that bright Sunday. A lot of clouds around St. Louis for sure. We do expect to see our chances for rain holding off until Monday, but that rain is going to impact us as we head into Monday. In fact, we're talking a decent amount of rain. Cold fronts approaching later in the day. It's mostly Monday afternoon into Monday evening when we will look at that rain sliding in, maybe some thunderstorms as well. And Kelly, some of us, especially east and southeast of St. Louis, may see more than an inch of rain. We're hesitant to go too big on the rain totals just yet because we are in a drought, and obviously that tends to limit how much rain we get, or so it has seemed. We're hopeful we get a nice widespread rain.
We could really use it.
I would.
We didn't even match a mega ball.
Of course not.
Out of all these tickets.
Of course not.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. Here's Corey Miller and Andy Kroll for 5 on your sideline.